What's going on, guys? So recently one of my students was asking me how they can improve their ability to escape positional holds or submission holds. And escape is a lot about timing. There are other things to factor in as well, like understanding the technique and the position, all this sort of stuff, but a huge aspect of escaping effectively and escaping easily is your timing and developing your timing. Why is this important? Let's say that someone's mounted on top of you and they are committing 100% focus to keeping you pinned underneath them. It becomes very difficult, even if you are more experienced than them, even if you're bigger than them, it becomes very difficult to escape easily. You may get out eventually just by huffing and puffing, but you're going to have to work for it if they are 100% focused on pinning you down. When they're focused, when they feel like they've got you controlled and subdued, and their focus starts to wander into the realm of trying to finish you, now their focus is divided between two things, and we cannot, by definition, do two things simultaneously with 100% effectiveness, or with 100% focus. So when they start to divide their attention, go hunting for that submission, now is the time to start thinking about making an escape. Let's say they're controlling you 70%, 30% they're focusing on finishing you. The difference between those two things, the difference between that 30 and 70% is your window of opportunity to escape. And the more the focus goes on to submission and comes away from control, the bigger your window gets. So this is where learning to wait, be patient, and develop your timing, stay relaxed, so you're sensitive to what your opponent is doing. I did another video about relaxation and the importance of that in Jiu Jitsu. But developing your ability to relax, to breathe, to stay calm, and remain sensitive to what your opponent is doing. You don't even have to look at your opponent to know where they're moving or what they're thinking about. You can feel it when you get to a certain level of experience, and it doesn't take years and years to develop. It takes a bit of consistent practice and focus practice, but you can develop this sensitivity quite quickly. Just an understanding of what they're doing. And when you are relaxed, you will be in a far better position to exploit any windows, any opportunities they give you when their attention becomes divided between control and submission. And this development of timing is the difference often between slipping out of pin and submission attempts like a ghost, or twitching beneath your partner like a dead corpse and struggling. So work on your timing. Work on first learning to relax and developing a sensitivity to what your training partner, what your opponent is doing, and then start to develop your timing and your ability to exploit the openings they give you. Another way in which relaxation plays a huge part in helping you become better at escaping is that when you're relaxed, you become far more difficult to control. A, because you can sense what your partner is doing, you build up that sensitivity I've talked about. But B, because when you're stiff and rigid, you can be moved around quite easily. You have an ironing board. It's easy to pick up an ironing board. It's not so easy to pick up a soaking wet blanket. That's a handful. You gotta wrestle with it. You gotta grapple with it a little bit to bundle it into your arms. This is what you're trying to achieve with that level of relaxation. You want to be fluid, loose. You want to be like that wet blanket as much as possible. You have to develop the understanding of when to engage your physicality, when to engage your muscles, and when to keep everything relaxed. This relaxation, again, will make it far more difficult for your opponent to keep control of you, to keep hold of you, to even apply submissions. If someone's got you in a bow and arrow choke and you're super tense and rigid, they're going to find it quite easy to get the traction, get the torque they need to submit you. If you're super relaxed, you might find, or they will find, that you are slipping out of their grip like spaghetti. So these are just a couple of concepts, timing and relaxation, that go hand in hand when it comes to developing a really strong, ghost-like escape game. Good luck.